So, got some Northwest crane parts on the back of my rollback, and I'll show you what we got here. This is the Counterweight. It's not the original Counterweight to the machine, but this one weighs 10,200. And here's the hook block. Nice big hook block on it. And the other part is this trough for if you're using a fair lead. It's I guess it guides the rope. And this was the only part. He didn't have a fair lead for the machine, but he did have this. So someday I'll be looking for a fair lead as well, and a dragline bucket or clamshell or both. But we're getting ready to take it off the truck here, and we're going to be using the P&H because my forklift is not quite big enough to handle that Counterweight. The forklift it's rated for 7. We've picked up a little over 8, but it was tipping with a little over 8 on it. So I don't think we'll attempt to do 10.2 with it, but the P&H H312 should. So we are going to use that to clear off the truck. Well, that Counterweight was a little bit of an ordeal. You know, if it had some lifting eyes on it or something, it'd be a lot easier to pick up. But man, when I tried to lift it off the truck, I didn't realize I ran out of boom on it, but at that point it shifted, and I was kind of committed and couldn't set it back on the truck. So luckily we were able to pull the truck out from underneath once once it was clear, I guess. But yeah, I couldn't move the stick out any further because the radius was getting too far, and I wanted to tip the excavator. And yeah, moving heavy stuff is no joke. You know, you really gotta think ahead on what you're doing, and I should have planned this one a little better, with at least doing a dry run on lifting it to make sure. But anyway, yeah, when the guy I bought it from, the crane, he he had a big enough forklift, and it was just 1, 2, 3 real easy. But lifting it like this was not that easy. We got it done, and nobody got hurt. We did snap one chain because I had it wound too tight, and the more angle you put on a chain, the weaker it is, or the more stress it puts on it. And you know, now we know. I guess live and learn. But everybody at least was smart enough to back up, so we're good. Well, at least the hook block we can get with the forklift. So let's do that. Well, now I gotta find a place to put it. I don't really want to leave it outside where somebody can grab it. I mean, chances are, I mean, it's 960 pounds, so they're not going to pick it up and carry it, but I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I'll have to figure that out here in a few seconds. Well, I got the lower half of the boom section back. It just would have been a little too much to put the upper boom on there. I mean, the center of gravity in the boom is behind the axle, and one of them would be okay. But stacking up two with the center of gravity back behind the axle is going to be too much. So, but I made it. It was a nice trip, nice drive today. Hopefully next year I'll be driving the Brockway. And I love the Ford, but I'd really like to drive the Brockway as well. But it's not ready yet. 7 o'clock. I left about 6:20 or so, but on my way down to meet the truck driver and the owner of the facility to go pick up the Northwest. The one big last piece that we gotta get. So, alright, let's see how this goes. Well, as you can see, I'm not following the crane. What ended up happening is when I took a measurement of the crane, I somehow got the measurement wrong. As it sits on the ground, I thought it was 12 and change, and it turns out that the 80D is actually 13.8 as it sits on the ground. So there was no really, the risk would be too high to move it on a deck trailer, and so I guess I'm gonna have to call for a beam trailer and move it that way. It's a little easier all around, but when you have a friend that has a deck trailer and he does a really good job moving everything, it just you know, try to go that way, but unfortunately I took a wrong measurement and you know, wasted his morning on coming down, and either way, so yeah, we'll be to be continued on moving the Northwest. There's the Northwest on the back of the beam trailer. Dusty road. I guess I've already salted. Ugh, yuck. Road salt. Worst pollutant on earth.